So in this tutorial here, we're going to be looking at modeling a hat for our noob. We're looking at using the revolve and shell CAD commands, and we'll be looking to explain what the shell command does. If you're aiming for that top level there, ideally we want to see a hat of your own creation there. This tutorial will walk you through doing a baseball style hat, but we'll also cover and mention how else you might move on to doing these other styles of hats there as well. We're definitely looking for a nice accurate model, whatever we're doing. So let's get started in Autodesk Inventor. So we're on the home screen of Autodesk Inventor here. We want to go up to New and click on the page icon. And just as we've done before, it's Metric, Standard MM, and then Create. We've got our screen opened up there. So now we need to start a new 2D sketch. But before we do that, we'll just save this file. And as I'm making a baseball hat, we'll go Save As, and we'll call it Baseball Hat. So let's get modeling. Start 2D sketch. I'm going to pick that XZ plane there, it's highlighted. Click on that there to select it. I'm going to start by using the rectangle tool. So just going to click on the drop down, make sure I'm selecting 2-point rectangle, hovering on that middle bit till it goes green, clicking and dragging out to the right hand side and clicking again. I'm going to use the dimension tool now. The hat is going to be click on the line when it goes red, click above to position our dimension, and I'm going to make that dimension 40, and that's going to be 25 tall. So I'm going to click on that line when it goes red, click to position the dimension, and that's 25 there. And you can see that's all gone nice and dark blue. So we can click Finish Sketch there. Just click the Home button so we can see everything. And we're going to use the Revolve tool again as we did with the head. So click Revolve. We're going to click Axes, and we're going to select this is the axis here, one of the shorter edges. And you can see the hat is started to take shape there, and we can click OK. Next thing we want to do is we want to add a fillet. So we've got the fillet here, and we want to change the radius to 15. Type it in there, and we want to click on that top edge there to add that fillet in. So remember, fillet is adding a rounded corner to an edge, and we can click OK there. So we've got our fillet added. Now I'll just go rotate this round by holding the Shift key and pressing down the scroll wheel of my mouse. And you can see it's a pretty solid looking hat. You're not going to put that on a head. So what we're going to use the shell command. So up the top here we've got shell, and we hover over that. You see it removes materials from the interior of a part. So we click on that there, and it wants us to say the thickness of the walls. So we'll click 5 for that there. You can kind of see a faint red area where it's going to hollow out on the inside. So obviously that's still not much use to the hat, so we need to click remove faces, which so it was already selected. So we can just select a face there. We're going to select this bottom face, and you can see it then opens up and it's shelled it out, and it's also removed that face, so that could act as a hat now. So we can click OK there, and we have got a very, very basic hat. So that's great. If you are going to do your own hat now, you might want to enable some of the view planes. Remember, you can right click on those and make them visible, to make it easier if you're drawing mouse ears on that plane, for example, here and here. Or you might want to enable the bottom plane there, which is what we're going to do. We're going to sketch on that. So just turn on the visibility on that there. Going to click Start 2D Sketch, and we're going to select that plane there. It's going to allow us to draw our kind of peak for our cap. We're going to select the line tool here, and it's going to pick just where it crosses the edge of the circle, crosses that vertical line, and it'll kind of snap to that point there. So I'm going to come out, I'm going to go vertical, so you get a little, horizontal, you get a little sign just to the right hand side of where that line is, saying that line is horizontal or vertical. So I'm going to make that 80. I'm going to come down. I'm going to make that 80. And what I'm doing here is actually I'm just typing the numbers in before I click for that line to finish off. And I'm going to not done that one, but I'm going to click at that point opposite where our top one is. I'm going to click there. And as that line is touching the edge of that already the edge of the part that already exists, it stops drawing additional lines. So that's really handy. You can see they're all dark blue, so that means they're all fully constrained as well. Next up, I want to add an arc between this point here and this point here so we can complete that area there. So I'm going to click and hold, click below arc, and I'm going to go 3-point arc. So I'm going to click on that top point there. I'm going to click on this bottom point here, and then I'm going to click in the middle there. Yes, it's kind of going red. I've now got an arc right there. It's quite hard to see. Let's see if we can show it at a different angle. You can see there's an arc line going around there. That is showing as unconstrained there. We'll see if we can dimension that there. No, it's not going to let me dimension that there because that arc is actually the same size as that circle there. So it's maybe just a little error that it's showing up as light blue. So we're going to click Finish Sketch there. Now we're going to extrude this. Select the area there. We don't want anything that chunky. It's going 10 millimeters by default, so we're going to do that up to 5. And we're going to click OK there. So it's looking a bit square, this peak here, so I'm going to change that. I'm going to fill that off. I'm going to put a radius of 40 in there. And I'm going to select those 2 corners there. And we've got a nice round peak on our cap now. Click OK. So that's our cap. There's our basic shape of our cap. We're going to add a couple of chamfers, 2 mil around that top edge and around that bottom edge there as well. Click OK. And that's looking quite good. It'll look like a little suit our noob. So we can now add a little bit of color to that there. I'll go up to the top here. And let's go down. Some smooth colors on here. Let's go for a red. And we can then save that there. And also I'm going to right click on XZ plane and I'm just going to turn off visibility on that there. So that's how I've done my hat. With the top hat, you might draw a bigger brim around the bottom there. And you need to make sure you don't have you have a hole still in the middle. So you have to think about that there. Maybe you'll need to extrude subtract, a hole back in the middle if you draw a big disc at the bottom there to make a top hat. You can also make a bobble hat by putting a bobble on top, so that's something else to think about there. Like a mouse style hat, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse style hat with the ears. Then for that there, you'd want to draw ears on one of these other planes. So it's something to think about. Any hat you can think of, have a go, and then you can always think about how else you could personalize your noob. But before you do that, I would recommend doing the assembly tutorial. So just recap our success criteria. So I've created a hat hopefully of our own creation there. And we've worked completely independently. And own creation, it could just be adding a bit of detail on the hat itself. So it doesn't have to be, you don't have to reinvent the wheel as such. So I'll leave you to do that there. And don't forget, you need to explain what the CAD command shell does.